everyone, Alicia here with another lightened up, Weight Watcher friendly recipe for you. And today that is going to be cauliflower mac and cheese. Now I had a viewer ask me if I had a recipe for this already on my channel, and I did not, but I love macaroni and cheese. And so I thought, what a great recipe to make. Now, that being said, I do have a broccoli mac and cheese on my channel already that this is gonna be very similar to. In fact, that's the recipe that I'm gonna be using mainly and altering to do this with. I did look at some other recipes online too, and just kind of the combination of the one I currently have for the broccoli mac and then some other ideas for recipes that I saw out there for cauliflower mac. I'm kind of combining everything together to make this today. So hopefully this turns out great because like I said, I love mac and cheese. To me, that's like the ultimate comfort food. So let me jump in and show you what you're gonna need to make this. First off, I've got two 12-ounce bags of this frozen cauliflower. Now, you could use fresh if you wanted to, but I'm just trying to keep this as simple as possible by using the frozen stuff. So I've got, like I said, two 12-ounce bags or 24 ounces total. And then I'm gonna just jump over here to the pasta I'm gonna be using real quick. I've got some of this Banza elbow made from chickpea pasta. Now, I've never tried the chickpea pasta before, so this is gonna be a first. You could also use, for the same amount of points, a whole wheat or whole grain pasta, but I'm gonna be using half this box or 4 ounces of that. Now, if you wanted to keep this completely cauliflower and therefore less carbs, less points, you could absolutely just add probably another 12-ounce bag of cauliflower to this instead of using more pasta. But I like the idea of having just a little bit of pasta in there with the cauliflower, but again, you don't have to use the pasta at all if you don't want. So back here, I've got some non-fat plain Greek yogurt. That I'm gonna use a half cup. Here I've got some unsweetened almond milk. I'm gonna be using 2 cups of that. And then there is a cup of fat-free chicken broth. Here I've got 3 different types of cheese that I'm gonna be using in this. I've got a cup and a half of a reduced fat sharp cheddar. It's just the Kroger brand shreds that they have. And then I've got some part skim mozzarella there, a half cup, and then a 1/4 cup of shredded parmesan. And what I'm gonna end up doing is just mixing all of that together. I'm gonna put most of it in and then a little bit on top. So back here, I've got some Brummel and Brown made with real yogurt butter spread. This is just my preferred light butter spread or light margarine. You could use whatever you want as far as a light butter spread or margarine goes, but this is just my preferred kind. So I'm gonna be using 3 tablespoons of that. I'm gonna be using about ½ teaspoon of dry mustard, a teaspoon or so of minced garlic. Here's a 1/4 cup all-purpose flour, and then here's a small red onion that I've chopped up. I'm also gonna be adding a little bit of freshly ground black pepper to this. You could add salt if you want. I'm always saying that we watch our salt, so I try not to add salt to things unless I absolutely have to. And so a lot of times, when I'm down to the end of it, I will taste it and see if it needs salt, or I'll just add salt to individual servings. But definitely can add salt if you want. I am most likely not going to this. So that is everything. Let me get this started. So first off, in a large pan here, I'm gonna get my Brummel and Brown melting. Again, that is 3 tablespoons. And I think I forgot to say, but I've got this on medium heat. And then over here, I've got a large pot of water that I'm bringing to a boil for my pasta and cauliflower. So now that Brummel and Brown is melted, I'm gonna add in my onions. I'm gonna just let those cook in there for about a minute or so. And now I'm gonna add in my garlic, about a teaspoon, maybe a little more. I'm gonna let that cook in there for about a minute. Now I'm gonna add in my flour. Stir that in real well. I'm gonna just let this cook in here for just a couple minutes or until it starts to brown a little bit. Now let that cook in there for about 2 minutes. Now I'm gonna add in my chicken broth. Start whisking that all together. Now I'm gonna add in my almond milk. And whisk that in. Now I'm gonna increase my heat to medium-high, and I want to just continue to stir this and let this come to a boil, and then I'm gonna just keep stirring it or whisking it for a few minutes or however long it takes once it comes to that boil to start to thicken up. Over here my water has come to a boil, so I'm gonna add in my pasta and my 2 bags of cauliflower. And I'm gonna just let this cook in here until that pasta is al dente. So probably about 7 minutes, maybe a little more. Again, I've never cooked with this pasta before, so I'm gonna just cook it until it is al dente, and then I'm going to rinse and drain it and set it aside. I've been cooking this about 8 minutes, maybe a little bit more, and I have been stirring it most of that time just to prevent this from getting scorched kind of on the bottom. But it's to a point, I think, where it's thick enough now, so I just turned off my heat. Now I'm going to mix in the rest of the ingredients for it. I'm going to add in about 1/2 teaspoon of that dry mustard. Whisk that in. Black pepper, and again, if you want to add salt, you can. Here's my cheese that I've mixed all together. I'm going to add most of this. I'll probably reserve, I don't know, a cup or so for the top. I'm going to just mix that in until that cheese melts. Then I'm going to add in my 1/2 cup fat-free Greek yogurt. You could use fat-free sour cream also if you want. Whisk that in. And now I'm going to pour in my pasta and cauliflower and stir that in real well. Also, I've got my oven preheating right now to 375. All right, I'm going to get my casserole dish and get this poured in. I've got a 9x9 inch casserole dish here, and I'm going to just spray it with a little bit of cooking spray. I always forget to show this in my ingredients list, but I'm just using this nonstick olive oil spray. Now I'm going to just pour this in. Spread it out evenly in there. And now I'm going to take my remaining cheese. And again, I set aside about a cup of that. And I'm going to just sprinkle that evenly on the top. And now this is ready to bake at 375 for about 15-20 minutes, or until that cheese is nice and melted on top. I let this cook right at 20 minutes and it's looking good, so I pulled it. Now I'm going to let it cool just a little bit before I get a serving size out. And I'll go ahead and taste it too and let you guys know what I think of it. I have got a serving of that, which is 1/6 of the total. And the points for WW are going to be 8. Now, if you wanted to lower those even more, again, you could do all cauliflower with this. And I believe that lowers it another point per serving. Or you could make the serving size a little smaller too, because that is a pretty good sized serving, 1/6 of that total. So yeah, this smells really, really good. It looks nice and creamy. I don't know if that's picking up on the camera, but I'm really excited to give this a try. See what it tastes like, because it smells delicious. So let me hop on the other side of the camera here and I will give this a taste. Okay, I'm gonna give this a try. I am really excited to try this. I love macaroni and cheese, like I said in the beginning. I would say it's probably one of my top comfort foods. Let me know what your guys's are, but macaroni followed by bread, probably, or bread followed by macaroni. I don't know, it depends on the day. Macaroni is way up there. So I'm gonna give this a taste. I'm gonna get a little bit of the noodles so I can try those chickpea noodles, and then a little bit of the cauliflower and the sauce and the cheese. That's really good. Honestly, I want to say that I can tell it's lightened, obviously, because it is lightened, but it still has a really rich flavor. You can really taste the cheese, which, I mean, when you're talking about macaroni and cheese, that's kind of the most important thing. And I think the combination of the different cheeses in there, because I used the sharp and the mozzarella and Parmesan, I think that's a nice combination, but you could use whatever type of cheese you want. That being said, I just really think sharp goes in here especially well, and then the Parmesan as well. And the mozzarella, just kind of a more mild one to add to the mix. But yeah, that sauce is very good. I would say that I like this one, the cauliflower mac and cheese, better than my broccoli mac and cheese that I have already. And again, this is basically just a variation of that. I made a few changes to that, but this is delicious. I could probably get in trouble with this one if I wasn't careful, but I mean, that is a good sized portion, really. For 8 points, I could probably stick to that and be okay. But yeah, that really satisfies the mac and cheese craving for me, so I will be making this one in the future. Let me know if you guys try it, what you think of it. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you as always for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Real quick, I want to let you guys know what I thought of that chickpea pasta. I realized as I was editing this that I did not say anything about it. I was too focused on the sauce with this. But that pasta was really good. The texture was great. The flavor, I think, was similar to like a whole grain pasta, but if you are looking for a gluten-free pasta, I would definitely try this one out. All right, guys, that was it. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.